Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Kellen here with Droid Life, taking a look today at the original Droid RAZR running, wait for it, Jelly Bean. That's right, over the weekend, now a number of you probably know this if you were hanging out on the site at all, even though it was a holiday weekend, Motorola actually pushed the Jelly Bean update to a number of devices. We're not talking like 3 or 4, we're talking dozens, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands, we're not really sure. But they made the update available. It was popping up on devices saying you need to update. It was a big like 331 megabyte file. And then eventually they realized they probably didn't want to do that. At least that's what we're assuming. And they killed it off. You can no longer pull the update. But thankfully, you know, enough people got it and somebody actually did pull the update and there's a file available if you do want to update to Jelly Bean. So it's available. I believe there's a live link still at the site, droid-life.com. But so you can update to it. I will say proceed with caution. We do not know if this is an official, well, I shouldn't say it. It is an official build. We just don't know that it's the final build that Verizon will eventually approve and let Motorola push to your phone. So you can update to it, but getting off or on it and eventually onto the final version could be tricky, so be careful. Although at the same time, since Motorola did push this build to a number of people, we're assuming they're going to have to figure out a way to sort of fix that issue. But anyway, let's talk about it, see what's different. From the lock screen, nothing really new here. You know, there's your volume toggle. And then here's your unlock switch, which has your sort of 4 options: phone, camera, text, and unlock. Still can't customize them, which drives me nuts. I wish Motorola would let you choose what you want on there. They also need to get rid of these icons. They are really horrendous to look at. But the other thing you can do from here is access the notification bar. Notification bar, which is now different in Jelly Bean. So the clock sort of slides over. There's a settings button and a way to sort of get rid of all of your notifications. So you can see in normal view, you have your battery meter, Wi-Fi, data connection status, all that. When you slide it down, they all go away. Some people like it, some don't. Actually sort of prefer this look. And then you can also access your notifications from here. So you could jump into Gmail or whatever you've got. These are also expandable in Jelly Bean. So I can take 2 fingers and sort of swipe these up or down. And you can do that with, you know, a number of apps like, you know, Gmail do that. So emails do that. A lot of, I think there's some Twitter apps that are building it in. A number of apps have started building in this functionality, which is kind of cool. So let's talk about what else is new though. Go ahead and unlock. Actually, before we do that, let's jump into the About screen and just show you what we're working with here. So system version 9872.8. That is the build number of, you know, this version. We can't even call it a leak because Motorola is actually pushing this thing out. You can see Droid RAZR, so not the HD, and then Android 4.1.2, which for those keeping track is a newer version of Jelly Bean than the Galaxy Nexus on Verizon is actually running. And here is your Easter egg. You can swipe away all these little Jelly Beans, bean flinger. But yeah, so this is running a newer version of Android than the actual Galaxy Nexus is. It does say WebTop on there, I believe, and I'll try to confirm this. I'll hook it up to a WebTop device. Yeah, I believe it's just the same that came with Ice Cream Sandwich, where it just turns it into a tablet style mode, and that's sort of it. You know, they've killed off WebTop for now on devices going forward. They can't necessarily get rid of it on this device since that was one of the sort of big selling features. So there you go. It's Jelly Bean. You can see nothing else has really changed a whole lot since Ice Cream Sandwich, I don't believe. You know, they maybe rearranged some of these options, things like that. But for the most part, you know, it's still sort of the same. But let's talk about some other stuff like Project Butter. So now I haven't used the device in a while, and it's still running, obviously, a TI 4430 dual-core processor, which, you know, compared to like the Snapdragon 4 Pro and all that, this processor is ancient. So I have noticed, and I'm, you know, this is sort of unscientific. I've just been flipping through screens and, you know, in and out of apps and different menus and stuff. And the device does seem to be pretty smooth. I would say that it definitely is gonna benefit from Project Butter. So a lot smoother, faster sort of UI in between stuff. Good stuff there. So if we long press on home, this was probably the same Ice Cream Sandwich. This is your task switcher. So we can, you know, swipe away apps, things like that right in there. And you know, you could do that before. But the other big thing besides Project Butter then is Google Now. So to access Google Now, it's a long press on the search button, and this takes you into Google Now. And there you go. So Google Now stuff popping up in there. You know, you can see your cards, you can swipe them away, all of that fun stuff. And it'll start tracking your movement and locations and tell you how long and it'll take to get to work or back home, yada, yada, all that fun. You can also do searches. So I can say, who won the Miami Heat game yesterday?
The Heat beat the Thunder 103-97.
So voice search, obviously very much upgraded in Jelly Bean. That's now, standard on here, and you can see it works very well. Some other things they did, they've done some stuff with resizable widgets, which I was having some issues with, so I'm not going to show you that. There's no Android Beam, obviously, because this phone doesn't have an NFC chip in it. Expandable notifications, I guess I showed you. Project Butter, we showed you. Those are sort of the big Jelly Bean features. Here's the app drawer. I haven't noticed like any new bloatware or anything. It just sort of still seems the same. It's all Verizon stuff. Although there's this Verizon location app. I'm not necessarily sure what that is. UI stuff, nothing's really changed from Motorola. It's really their sort of I don't want to say dumbed down, their simplified version of Moto Blur. You do not get that cool 3-ring clock that came with the RAZR HD. It's not in here. I believe it's like one of the first things. It's definitely not in there. So you don't get that, which is a bit unfortunate. Other than that, this is sort of, I haven't tested battery life, but this is what Jelly Bean brings to you. It's definitely going to make the experience on your phone so much better, especially with Google Now. Other than that, though, it's still the RAZR, still got the same battery in it, same camera, all that good stuff. It's just going to be a lot faster with Jelly Bean. So anyways, we're Droid Life. Hopefully we find out soon what was up with the update being pushed out. Maybe it's official, maybe not. If it is, hopefully they re-push it so that everyone can get it. So anyway, we're Droid Life. Check us out. Peace.